Changing Directions, Rethinking Leadership in a High-Stakes Climate. A case study focusing on the Simon Street Middle School. Simon Street Middle School is a public school in an urban district that serves students in grades 6, 7, and 8. Like many other urban schools, Simon Street Middle School has struggled with student achievement and can be considered a chronic underperformer. School leadership has been unstable and teacher turnover elevated, resulting in little consistency of instruction. The work climate is negative and overall culture of the school is poor. It has reached a point where the district feels that a simple change in administration is not sufficient and is looking for a concerted effort to make a turnaround. The key issue at Simon Street Middle School is the fact that they are not making annual yearly progress. This issue reveals the secondary issues at play in the school. These secondary issues include frequent change of leadership, high teacher turnover, and a lack of a shared vision and mission, thus resulting in the complacency of the faculty and staff as well as the students and families. Low morale and a negative culture and climate are evident. The district has hired a new principal, Ms. Grace. This is her first year as a principal, but has experience as a teacher and leader in an urban school setting. The Chapel Street consulting firm was hired by the district to support Ms. Grace as she navigates her first year as principal. Principal Grace needs to take advantage of the support and resources provided by the district in order to make the changes necessary for the Simon Street Middle School to not only meet annual yearly progress, but grow into a high-performing school. The district needs to demonstrate that the school in their districts are educating the students to be college and career ready in the 21st century. If Ms. Grace is successful, it will boost the credibility of the district leaders as well as provide a model of how to strengthen other district schools striving for success. Teachers are key to Principal Grace's success. Though they are interested in seeing increased student performance, they are fearful of being overwhelmed with top-down initiatives and having no direct support from the leadership. Students are entitled to an equitable and effective education. It is incumbent upon the leadership, staff, and community to provide support and instruction for students to be academically successful in the 21st century. Families want their children to be afforded the opportunity for a rigorous 21st century education. They also want to be able to contribute their voices to the process. The literature is clear that the leadership of a school is pivotal in the school's success. According to Leithwood, Harris, and Hopkins, school leadership is second only to classroom teaching as an influence in pupil learning. Given the recent failures of the traditional approach to leadership, it is evident that the heroic leadership style is not working at Simon Street Middle School. The literature indicates that collective or distributive leadership is better suited to creating the optimal environment for student success. The research by Harris indicates that distributive leadership can create opportunities to build relationships while capitalizing on the thinking, experiences, and ideas of others. Recent empirical evidence shows that distributive leadership is positively correlated to staff morale, which in turn relates positively to student behavior and student learning outcomes. According to Timperley, distributive leadership has been shown to have the greatest leverage on change when the focus of the leadership is on instruction rather than the functions of the organization. The leadership values the expertise of the individual, thus empowering teachers to become informed decision makers and contributors to the school improvement. The distributive leader is able to create structures that support teachers while raising expectations and creating opportunities for continuous learning. using current literature and research to analyze the key issues that plague Simon Street Middle School, we have concluded that a new leadership style is necessary. The previous traditional leadership style that followed a hierarchical framework will not be sufficient to make the changes required and expected by the district. Principal Grace will need to reframe the idea of leadership from one of a top-down model to one that is more participatory or collective. This will help to develop a positive culture and climate that will serve as the foundation to build student success. There is a growing body of theoretical and empirical research that supports the distributed model of leadership is well suited to improving academic achievement. In order for the distributed leadership model to be successful, there also needs to be a considerable amount of effort and attention to creating a shared school vision and mission, developing the people, and redesigning the systems and structures of the organization. If the recommendations are implemented with fidelity, the success of the turnaround is greatly improved. The recommendations for leadership will draw upon the work by Leithwood. Setting the direction. Principal Grace will establish an urgent common goal, raising the achievement of the students. Engaging the faculty in the creation of a school improvement plan, creating with the teachers a goal that is clear, measurable, and achievable, and working together to create a shared vision to mobilize the school to act with a common purpose. The second step is to develop the people. This will occur in 3 dimensions: the individual, the team, and the group. With each dimension, a system of learning will be created in order to enhance and strengthen the leadership and teaching practice. The third step is to redesign the organization. Principal Grace will build a collaborative school culture, creating structures to encourage participation in decision-making and building productive relationships with parents and the wider community. The intended outcome of the recommendations for leadership would ultimately be that the Simon Street Middle School would go from an academically underachieving middle school to one that meets and exceeds the criteria for annual yearly progress. With the guidance and support of the Chapel Street firm, Principal Grace will develop successful leadership practice that will encourage the stakeholders to have a renewed energy to engage and implement new initiatives that would lead to increasing student achievement. While employing a distributed model of leadership, the capacity of the teachers as individuals, teams, and groups would grow and strengthen. The third step is to redesign the organization. Principal Grace will build a collaborative school culture, creating structures to encourage participation in decision-making.
Created using Powtoon.